A little bit of sun peeking through, so that helps generate that track temp, and just pounding in the laps will keep increasing that temperature as well. So really, really ideal conditions here. Oh, and a big hit there for Fernando Alonso. Oh, dearie me.
Yellow turn 3. You okay, Fernando?
Oh no!
Dixon.
That's no good.
Dixon's in the middle of that.
Car upside down. Andretti, I think.
Scott Dixon is in the middle of that mess. No, it's not. It's Ed Jones. No, Dixon is. He's off to the side. Oh no!
That car that came, I think, filing out of the chicane where he took the bail off, caused that a stack up on everybody. You see several cars take the exit. Dixon's on the outside in the back there, nowhere to go.
Oh. Andretti went right over the top of James Hinchcliffe. Oh, wow, that's hell of a rescue. After qualifying in the Firestone Fast 6, trying to get consecutive top 10s, he has had a huge crash. Turn 14 coming onto the speedway.
Sorry, guys.
That's where Ericsson crashed last year, so this
You all right, bud?
is going to affect the strategy now. Will these guys pit again? Does Rahal stay out or pit? There we go. It's a flat out corner. You can see it gets loose. Oh! Ooh! Virtually the same accident that Marcus Ericsson had last year. He started to get wheel spin. He had the correction. He thought he had it. He never really lifted. He kept his foot in it.
That is the fastest first lap, the fastest 2 laps that we have seen by a big distance.
Both in the 231s, the first driver to put any lap in the 231. So forward trouble. Oh, what a crash! What a terrible crash!
Up and over, car flipped. Came back, up and over.
That was a hard hit. He's fine. Oh.
Do you feel, for instance, like if the wind is coming out of the south, you know, you'll feel
we
it?
got a spin right there.
Oh, that's Chilton.
Yeah,
Max Chilton lost it in Davy. That's a very, very tricky part of the racetrack. Looked like it just cut loose in the apex.
Yeah, you see that car. That is, you know, that's an Andretti. I mean, a Ganassi car there, and Chevrolet. They're just trying to, you know, Honda really has these guys covered right now, and I think the Chevrolets are doing all they can to get speed, but to get speed, Mark, that's making the car so unstable. And I think that's what happened. He just, you know, they're trying to trim out so much, and just you lose a little bit of grip, and the balance was just off a little bit for Max Chilton.
Oh, trouble! Into the wall! And many more involved. James Hinchcliffe, Will Power, James Davison, Oriol Servia.
There's the contact right there that starts. It looks like Oriol Servia right down on the white line. And just at that point in time starts to lose control, and you see the 18, James Davison, getting taken out at the same time. I mean, both those guys just in this event for the one race, both did a tremendous job here today. But we talk about as you get closer to the end, restarts or competing, that, you know, I've talked about this before because we've raced so many of these races. You don't give an inch anytime you go into a turn, and that's exactly what the result was here.
And that was literally a question of probably 5-6 inches.
Did you see how that rear wheel guard came across the top of Servia's car?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just in front of the cockpit.
That's about $1 million of damage going by on the screen.
Caution, turn 2. Trouble, oh my goodness, what a huge crash. Scott Dixon is in it. Jay Howard is the other car.
As we watch the cars go through here, guys, the car on the very top, okay, which is Jay Howard. We're going to roll this through now. Well, look at Jay. He's already way off the line. He's off the dark patch of the racetrack, which we call the racing line. He's up in the gray. He's lost control of the car. He's hoping he's not going to hit the wall. He impacts the wall, comes off the wall, just misses the 10 of Tony Kanaan. Unfortunately, Scott Dixon is right there, up and over the front of the car. Car hits on the top of the wall. The safety cell on these cars, guys, I can't tell you how strong they are. An awful accident, but as we saw, Scott Dixon right there, hands away from the steering wheel. We saw him get out, and when we first went to this frame, when we first saw this accident, you heard some roar from the crowd, and that was because they knew that Scott Dixon was okay, and the 77 of Jay Howard was also okay.
Marcus Ericsson, turn 14, the last turn on this track. He's gone skidding across the grass and into the wall.
You're right there, bud.
That's a big hit. Yeah, it's a fast corner onto the front straightaway.
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's a flat-out corner. So this is the last corner. He just got loose right away. Lost it all the way across the grass, all the way across the speedway.
Whatever the car was in front of him, I think it might have been Will Power, it got loose as well, was able to regain control. Ericsson did not, and his race ends now.
Oh, trouble! Ferrucci! Oh, a big crash.
And that's why they put tires at the end of straightaways.
Man.
Guys, we're done, we're done.
So here's Ferrucci coming down toward turn number 7, and that is Charlie Kimball behind him.
Kimball just spun him.
Yep, got into his rear tire, lifted the back end light, and this was so lucky that Zach Veach did not get taken out as Ferrucci was going up and over the curb.
Look what an amazing job those tires did.
Yeah.
We'll see if Rossi gets on the button. He's got to run on his teammate. We'll see if his teammate fights him hard, and he does. He runs him down to the Ryan, don't do that. Oh, man. Oh.
Well, contact with Jack Harvey. Big crash, turn 1.
Went in way too deep fighting his teammate. Rossi's
Got through clear. Rossi's through clear. I can't believe that Hunter Reay would defend that aggressively in turn 1 with his teammates' championship on the line. Full course caution is out, and terrible for Harvey, who applauds sarcastically Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Teammates fighting over the same piece of real estate. Jack Harvey, the innocent bystander.
Oh, huge crash in the back. Rinus VeeKay, it looks like Colton Herta are involved.
That car flew. A lucky escape for Colton Herta. There he is.
Yeah, the guys in the back thought the green was still out, still charging towards the start-finish line as it was waved off, and a huge impact. Very lucky.
Fine.
You see in the back, these guys are all nose to tail. You can't really see the flagger, and he just gets into the back tire and drives right over the top of that car. And another example of how the safety screen is really, I believe, just saved Rinus VeeKay's life with that.
And the fact that Colton Herta's, this is good on the onboard. Simon slows up. Rinus, it all just happens so fast. You have almost no time to react in that situation. You're trying to be as close to the car in front of you on a restart.
Whoa! And now Ryan Hunter-Reay goes around.
And he hits
two
big
hits
hit
hard.
inside.
so lucky to miss the attenuator on the second impact.
That was a big hit on the outside wall. I don't see his head moving around yet. But that was a really hard hit, 2 hits. Uh-oh.
Oh, ooh, ooh, oh. Just like Ed Carpenter's crash, but probably twice the force.
And same side both times.
Oh, this is not good.
That is Ed Jones, I believe. In the number 20.
Okay? I'm fine.
Nope. Oh, and laced.
Have a look.
Oh, that was a hard hit, and laced just probably came around, clipped him. Yep.
And what happened was clipping the right front. We've seen that with Tony Kanaan in previous years here. If you just get it millimeter wrong on the turn in, watch this. You break the right front steering arm and you are a passenger at that point.
You can see the mark on his tire right there. There's a white mark on the tire. So he clipped the inside wall and it just shot him. Boom, right. You can't even turn the car and you go right in.
Watch how close Zach Veach comes to hitting him. Wait for it, wait for it. This is Veach, watch this.
Oh.
Oh! All right, big crash here we've just seen here. JR, thank you.
It's bad news here for Kyle Kaiser.
I was groaning because we talked to the team this morning. They have no spare parts.
He's not. He's got his hand up there, so everything's good with him.
Talking about a young Californian who'd been just outside the top 10 in the no-toe. Oh, that's very similar to the Pato Award.
Yeah, he was down low, it looked like, down pretty low, below the white line, and that thing just snapped.
We're watching on board with Hélio Castroneves now heading to turn number 1.
He's going through the chicane right now, Mike, over the railroad tracks into the rough part, heading down to turn 1. Obviously, Tony Kanaan's going to be behind
braking
him.
zone here, coming up.
Getting ready for the braking zone.
Hélio moves to the inside, now to the outside. Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
So Tony Kanaan literally flew over the top of Hélio's car as Hélio was braking, Davey, to go into
right
turn number 1.
Right here.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Tony's throttle stuck or something.
Yeah.
They're 3 wide here. It's Sage Karam on the outside. Townsend Belle down low to turn 1. That is close.
Yeah.
Karam is in trouble. Hard crash.
I just started to say bail out of it. It's not worth it at this point in the race.
He had worked his way up to 6th place.
Teamed up with a local team here, Dreyer and Reinbold.
Turbo is on a little bit of fire on the right-hand side.
Okay, what we're going to look for, guys, here is for Sage Karam. Now, there's 2 cars next to each other, but watch up the top here. The car on the lower side, that is Townsend Belle. Not enough room there. Townsend's right down to the white line, but Sage really should have bailed out of that because this is not the last lap or the last 10 laps of the race. He really was a no-win situation to try to carry speed around the outside of the track there, but the driver with more experience probably would have realized that and taken his foot off of it and just let Townsend go.
Speedway where these cars get backwards and you see the back car flying into the exit, bunching the back of the car, not the front. Although the front of the hopped up on the wall, stayed away. You know, that's another thing. God was saying for Barry, kind of pulled away from that catch can. And you see as soon as he hits, the back of the car flies and gets up there. Boy, what a big hit. That guy thought he was okay. That car is not, though. Let me assure you, that's a throwaway with get another on the tater for that can happen.
Head back upstairs real quick. An incident on the racetrack.
Yep, we'll point it out quickly. The 4 car, that's Matthias Laced. Anders, describe what happened.
And that's just that typical little bit of a wobble in the middle of 1 and 2, and you try and catch it, but by the time you do that, it's a bit of a pendulum effect, and the rear just swings around. So it was a great attempt to try and save it as he exited turn 2 there, Matthias Laced, but couldn't quite hang on to it. And very, very easy to happen here at Iowa Speedway.
crash on the front straightaway. Looks like Conor Daly and I believe Josef Newgarden. Big hit coming into the tri-ovals.
See Josef Newgarden moving in the car. That is a big relief.
That was in the kink coming to the start-finish line. Up at the top of your screen, Conor Daly loose.
Conor got loose.
Oh!
Conor just got loose, corrected, and went up into the track into Josef. And now Josef's upside down, and the front spins around, and Conor's car pushing it right into the wall, into the safer barrier. It's a good thing that was safer barrier and not concrete. And these two guys are the best of buddies too. They're best friends. So this is a double hard.
Yeah, they came up through the junior formulas together.
Oh, Ward goes around and hits the wall, up in the air. Heavy contact for Patricio Ward.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
That's his spotter and driver coach, Jonathan George.
Additional looks here coming up on our screen. So essentially, the way the car spun was a carbon copy of Felix Rosenqvist, except the car didn't fully complete that 360 rotation. So he first hits with the front of the top. Oh, boy. Lucky not to flip the car.
Pagano coming up the outside, preferred braking line, but Will wants it back.
Here comes teammate on teammate, power on the inside. Oh, Pagano got hit by Rahal.
Rahal into the back of Pagano. Pagano with the perfect 360, but you have to think there's damage to the back of the 22 car.
November is a big crash. Alex Palou, I believe, the 55, and Rinus VK. Two rookies have their maiden race ended with a huge crash. And that's the second crash in the span of about 6 hours for Rinus VK. He was the one that got backwards in practice.
Way up high is Rinus VK, and he's losing it. And Palou has nowhere to go. So it looked like Palou was actually coming out of the pits at that time, and VK was up against the wall and lost it and spun down in, and poor Palou had nothing to do with that.
Total victim.
Oh, we have a car in trouble. Car in trouble.
He spun again. Now
Same
what
spot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
okay.
The
So
Viso got him.
Visum clipped him. Wow.
And then here comes Will Power, and there's nothing you could do at that point. Now the mistake that was made there by Philippe was he got on the brakes to slow the car down, and instead of just letting the thing to roll to get, but you need to let the car roll and get off the racetrack. Here, you have to get off the racetrack in a situation like that.
Wow. Here comes EJ.
Wow. Got the nose of the car.
And the left, and EJ's left rear.
Right. And then
and
you
now
see
here
this.
comes Power right in the groove. Boy, Davey, that one could have really been terrible.
Yeah. And it hit him in a bad position.
Caution, and here it is. Ram Rahal has hit the wall.
I'm sorry, boys. I have no clue what happened. Snapped so huge on the entry, and I have no clue.
That's a huge hit, boys.
Wow. He is up against the wall between turns 13 and 14.
High-speed section. He's out of the turn. Over the bumps. Oh, the tire caved on the left rear. Did you see that? That was very interesting.
Did getting that right front so far up on the curbing just kick the car like that?
Yeah, I think his right front tire.
Alexander Rossi pretty well smoked on the front straightaway. Now Ryan Hunter-Reay is to the inside. Huge crash. Hunter-Reay, Sato. Oh no, and Rossi is in it.
A lot of cars.
Up in the fence is Rosenqvist.
This is disastrous for Rossi in the championship. His teammate was involved like he was last year in turn 2. Sato's involved. Car upside down. Sato's car
on fire too. Hunter-Reay's going to make a move on Rossi, go to the inside. Sato goes to the outside. They're now 3 wide.
They just squeezed him. Sato just came
down
over
on Rossi.
Yeah, he just came down on top of Rossi and then swept everybody out. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
look at that.
man.
Up in the fence. So very hard hit for Rosenqvist. Very, very lucky.
I'm so glad that Rosenqvist stayed out of the fence in terms of the whole car getting up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! And look out! Huge crash on pit lane. That's Rossi, Kimball, Castroneves. And one car was in the air, well on top of the other.
Alexander Rossi, the Indianapolis 500 champ, had run up front here, had been leading here. A problem. Castroneves involved, Charlie Kimball involved, and I don't know if Kimball's car is damaged or not. Castroneves out of his number 3. Take a look. Top of the screen, you see Rossi coming out of his pit stall. He gets together with Kimball. Oh! What a terrifying moment for Hélio Castroneves. The left front wheel, the suspension coming in and over the cockpit.
This is 2 races in a row. We saw this problem with the Lotion and Newgarden at Mid-Ohio. And it's, your race leader. Alexander Rossi pretty well smoked on the front straightaway. Now Ryan Hunter-Reay is to the inside. Huge crash. Hunter-Reay, Sato. Oh no, and Rossi is in it.
A lot of cars.
Up in the fence is Rosenqvist.
This is disastrous for Rossi in the championship. His teammate was involved like he was last year in turn 2. Sato's involved. Car upside down. Sato's car.
On fire too. So here we get a good head-on shot. I'm not sure what Sato thought he was clear maybe and tried to get a draft off Dixon.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing in that situation. He just kind of turned down across those guys, and there was a car in the middle. Rossi was in the sandwich.
Oh, we have an onboard
in the middle of it. So we'll get an
Rossi's.
onboard with Rossi. Look at this. Already banging wheels already. So close, but here, watch Sato, and then he just turns on him.
Oh, and Hunter-Reay was kind of tight
Rossi
down
has
below.
No steering for Rossi now.
I think everybody was trying to go after the single car toe, the draft from Scott Dixon. You had 3 wide and 1 in front.
Oh! Looks like Oriol Servia.
Watch carefully. We don't see any movement yet. And Mauricio Guzman also involved off the edge of the course. Moving his head, appears to be okay.
Coming down into the second corner, you can see Oriol get up and over the back of Mauricio Guzman's car. Watch it again. Fortunately, he landed right side up.
Here it is. Ooh, wow. Looks like he tried to correct, and that's not something that you do, because the car's going to turn right into the wall head first. Wow.
He was losing the back end, tried to correct, and luckily did hit mostly sideways instead of going straight in.
Second impact's going to be very hard. Wow.
Oh, huge crash in the back. Rinus VeeKay, it looks like Colton Herta are involved.
That car flew. A lucky escape for Colton Herta. There he is.
Yeah, the guys in the back thought the green was still out, still charging towards the start-finish line as it was waved off, and a huge impact. Very lucky. You see in the back, these guys are all nose to tail. You can't really see the flagger, and he just gets into the back tire and drives right over the top of that car. And another example of how the safety screen is really, I believe, just saved Rinus VeeKay's life with that.
Hello everybody, I am proud to announce that I have established an official store on Teespring. There, you can find a wide variety of official merchandise related to the Ryan Holman Network, all of which was personally designed by me, Ryan Holman. To find the official Ryan Holman store, please go to teespring.com/stores/the-official-Ryan-Holman-store. Thank you.